Vince Allo with you live tonight on Tewksbury TV. Vince, it's an exciting MVC crossover matchup we have tonight in girls basketball as the North Andover Scarlet Knights are in the Romano to take on the Tewksbury Redmen.
Yeah, really looking forward to this matchup here tonight, Andrew. And you and I talked before the game. We talked to Redmond coach Joel McNoll as well. And things to focus on tonight, it's really singular. It's all about Hannah Martin, the talented senior point guard for the Scarlet Knights. Can't really rely on keeping the ball out of her hands because she executes the offense. She's the point guard. But you and I talked about it is once she distributes, make it difficult for her to get the ball back or make it really have her work extra hard to get possession of the basketball back. That's going to be key tonight for the Redmen.
That's the key word. The key is to stopping number 22, Hannah Martin, in black tonight if the Redmen want to pull off the upset against one of the top 20 teams in the state, again, at the Romano tonight.
Getting off to a good start is also vital for this Redmond ball club. They can ill afford to get down 11-2 early on. They have to shoot the ball better from the perimeter and execute at the offensive end.
Sam Ryan and Sydney Rogers will tip things off, and the ball is in the air, and the game is underway with the Redmen having first possession of the night. It's been a struggle on offense over the last couple of games for the Redmen, averaging just about 33 points per game over the last three. And as Vince mentioned, a good start is what this team needs if they're going to pull off the upset tonight against a very talented Scarlet Knights team. There's a good start. Sam Ryan driving in. Second team all-conference last season for number 14, Sam Ryan.
And at the same time, Andrew picks up the first foul on Hannah Martin. Love that. The pump fake from the left wing. Ryan took it hard to the rack to pick up the foul.
Got to be able to convert at the free throw line. Another issue we talked with Coach McNall about before today's game. 2-4 record for the Redmen this season. Lost the last two against the Lions, one being in the Romano Championship and then going to Chelmsford last Tuesday and getting out of there with a loss. And as for the Scarlet Knights, 5-4 record for them at a Division I. They're on a little bit of a slow roll right now. Lost 3 of their last 4 games after starting 4-1 this season.
Victoria Catanzano drawing the tough assignment on Martin here at the first defensive possession.
Inside pass to number 11, Jackie Rogers, senior captain. She has the first 2 of the night for the Scarlet Knights.
Full court pressure being applied by both ball clubs. Let's see how the Redmen handle that full court Scarlet Knight press.
Redmen held to 30 points in the loss to Chelmsford last Tuesday. Vika Lavarnia with the open lane, too strong off the backboard. And a last out against Lavarnia as she takes a tumble into the sidelines.
Viets almost had control of it with her left hand. She deflected it towards the corner. Just couldn't control it there for the Redmen. And here come the Scarlet Knights.
Redmen trailing by 1 a minute into this ball game in the first quarter. Hannah Martin had 26 points last night, against St. Mary's Lynn in their loss. 3 straightaway is short, taken by Sydney Rogers. Lavarnia pulls the trigger from deep, rattles off the rim and the offensive board from McDonald, and a fresh 35 for the Redmen.
Good hustle by Kat McDonald to get in there and clear it for the Redmen.
McDonald, she's been one of the leading scorers this season for the Redmen. She'll work the pick and roll with Viets. In some traffic, gets it back. Viets at the free throw line. 15 to shoot. Lavarnia taking some contact, good interior defense by Nahil Barad, and she'll grab the defensive board. Knights quickly on the run out. Nobody hustling back there for the Redmen. It's Janelle Papel with an easy 2 and a 2-minute into the ball game, and Coach McNall using his first time out just like that.
Quick 4-1 lead for the Scarlet Knights. Transition defense is vital in basketball, Andrew. We talk about it so often, getting back on defense, and just nobody got back. It was a wide open layup for Papel the other way for the Scarlet Knights. So a good timeout taken here by Coach McNall to calm his team down. And coming out of that, just see if they can get a good look at the basket. You know, utilize the shot clock, make the defense work a little bit, and get a good look. That'll be a good positive result coming out of the timeout.
As I mentioned beforehand, just the 33 points per game as a team over the last 3 games. And a factor to that, shooting 21% from the field in that loss, just 9% from behind the arc in the loss to the Lions. It just comes down to this. The team has to make their shots when given the opportunity to at the offensive end.
Let me look that up here. It clearly says that ain't going to work.
No, it's not.
If you're shooting that percentage from the field, it's just not going to get it done.
Redmond basketball with on the Redmond baseline. 2 minutes into this first quarter, North Andover 4, Tewksbury 1. Redmond still looking for their first field goal of the night. Donald working her way through the traffic. Now will slow things down back at the top. Gatanzano off the screen, a long 2. Into the hands of Papel it goes. North Andover is a team that likes to run and gun on offense. Sam Ryan with the block on Papel. But Veets turns it right over with the travel.
Great job by Ryan on the deflection. Papel had the last bucket for the Scarlet Knights. Uncontested layup, almost the same thing here, but the lane got shut down quickly by Sam Ryan.
Anna Martin, she's been limited in the first 2.5 minutes. Good pass inside, but can't finish is Berard. Redmond looking to take advantage of the mistake by the Knights at the offensive end. And this team is very tough to play against defensively. Lavarnia short arms the floater. Here's the Knights in transition again, and it's going to be another easy bucket, excuse me, as Berard blew the layup.
Broadcaster's jinx. We'll take it.
Sam Ryan, top of the key. Yes, sir. First 3 of the night for the Redmen, and it's the first field goal.
Ryan with all 4 for the Redmen here, tying it up at 4. That's someone there. If she can get on track from the perimeter, that'll be a plus for this Redmen ball club.
Martin too strong. McDonald kept her hands up. Straightaway 3 taken by Jackie Rogers, and that's true. 7-4, the Scarlet Knight lead with 4:35 remaining in the first quarter.
Rogers with 5 already in this ball game, 5 of the 7.
Martin getting her hand in the passing lane. Jackie Rogers back the other way. One-on-one with Ryan, throws it up and gets the layup off the window.
7 of the 9 now for Jackie Rogers, senior captain.
9-4 the lead for North Andover on the road. Trying to break the losing spell. 3 of the last 4 games they've dropped. Stolen away by Berard. Great dish off into the paint. Another easy 2 for North Andover, and they just keep it coming. This time, Sydney Rogers.
Well, so far it's been Rogers' neighborhood right now in the Romano. Talked about an 11-2 lead that it could have been. It's 11-4 right now, Andrew.
And it's the stifling defense of North Andover right now that the Redmen just cannot get past anyone in black. Ryan, she'll try again, this time from the wing, in and out. Anna Martin the rebound. She's been kept quiet, but her teammates have been helping her out vitally. She'll now run the offense. North Andover 11-4, 3:20 to play in quarter number 1. Try the backdoor cut for Rogers, last out. And he'll stay with North Andover.
Wholesale substitutions for the Redmen. So they dump it in the corner and shift on the fly, basically. Line change, to speak your language.
4 new substitutions in. Brooklyn DeGrischi, Sam Ryan, Emily Pitcher, and Alyssa Adams now in the lineup for the Redmen. Adams right off the bat, too strong on her 3. Pitcher, DeGrischi, and Adams are the fresh faces into the game for the Redmen. North Andover currently in a 2-3 zone. Adams will try again. This one is good from the corner.
Go out on a limb and say that was badly needed for Coach Joel McNulty. Great look by Alyssa Adams from the right corner for the 3.
Just the spark the Redmen needed right off the bench as the lead is cut to 4. Martin, top of the key on the head fake. Now the floater over the defense, hits back iron. Pitcher in a battle, able to grab it out of the rebound in the hands of Avery Brown. Pitcher with a little stop and go. Last out on North Andover will be Redmen basketball.
If you're Coach Joel McNulty, I think you want to just slow the pace down just a little bit. As we know, North Andover really likes to get out and run. Don't get caught up in their game. Use the shot clock, and again, make them work a little bit at the defensive end.
A little bit of a better shot selection over the last couple of possessions for the Redmen. Alyssa Adams getting in on the action with her first 3 of the night. McDonald straight away. Can the Redmen keep him falling? Yes, they do. Great start from behind the arc for the Redmen tonight.
Their third three-pointer. here in this first quarter. Talked about shooting better from the perimeter. They're showing it thus far.
Just like that, it's a 1-point game. Adams tying up Papel, and we got a jump ball.
Redmond basketball.
Redmond with all the momentum right now, currently on a 6-0 run. A 3 by Adams and then 1 by McDonald. And 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and we got an 11-10 Scarlet Knight lead. McDonald on the kick to DeGrishy. Off the window and out. Rebound finds the hands of Mariah Benvenido. Papel, the long 2, the lefty. Can't get a friendly bounce. Offensive board for Brown. Throwing it up is Papel. Brown, her second offensive rebound of the possession. Martin, her first time from deep, and it's a good one. Whoa. Anna Martin gets in on the scoring for the first time with 1:20 to play in the first quarter.
She let that one fly from our vantage point right up here, just inside the stripe in front of Coach Joel McNulty. Nothing but net.
McDonald on the kick out. Sam Ryan. Hell swats it out, finds the hands of Sydney Rogers. 55 seconds to play in the first. Scarlet Knights up by 4. Sam Ryan commits the crime, as it'll be Maria Benvenido getting to the line. Benvenido makes it a 5-point game with 51.8 seconds left in our opening quarter. It's back iron on the second free throw. 15-10 our score in favor of North Andover. The Redmen, they've been letting it fly from behind the arc nice and early, as all 3 of their made field goals have been threes. Adams, no good. Shot clock and game clock are just about even with 25 seconds to play. Martin finds a good position and runs right into a wall. Dakota Malzia. Martin gets the inbound, can't leave Hurl open. Offensive board for Rogers, puts it up. Redmond got to grab a defensive board as this ball is tied up underneath the basket.
Well, they got the possession arrow favoring. There we go, now it's the right way. Okay, they forgot to switch it from the last one.
13.8 seconds left, shot clock is off. Papel, another long 2. Pitcher can't control the rebound, and North Andover have one more go at it with 4.3 seconds.
And right now, North Andover is just owning the glass. Multiple shot attempts with this one possession.
Inbound is stolen by Pitcher, who throw it out to Adams, who lets it fly as the shot goes up and nearly found the bottom of the bucket, which the Redmen would have loved to see. But 8 minutes into this one, the Redmen are hanging around. The 3-pointers have been key in the opening 8 minutes as our score through the first quarter. North Andover 15, Tewksbury 10.
Yeah, you're right, Andrew. We talked about it during the pregame, how just they need to find their groove, the Redmen do, shooting the ball from the perimeter. They found it in that first quarter. Now they just have to execute at the defensive end, especially rebounding. That was crucial in the last minute. The Scarlet Knights had probably 4 or 5 different attempts out of bounds off of offensive rebounds. You can ill afford to do that with a team that's capable of getting out on a run against you. So get settled in, clear the defensive glass, and continue to shoot the ball well from the perimeter.
And I think the credit you can give to the Redmen in that first quarter was being able to stop North Andover right out of the gates. We saw it in the opening couple of minutes, this team running out in transition, getting easy buckets, but the Redmen, that full court press was a little bit better as that first quarter progressed on, and now it is just a 5-point game as we are about to enter the second quarter.
And for the Redmen in that first quarter, McDonald, Ryan, and Adams, each with a 3-pointer. Accounting for 9 of their 10. Ryan had the lone free throw in that first quarter. Jackie Rogers with 8 in the first quarter, leading the way for the Scarlet Knights.
If you're just joining us on Tewksbury TV, Andrew Del Piano alongside Vince Allo. MVC girls basketball tonight from TMHS. North Andover 15, Tewksbury 10, as the second quarter is underway. McDonald back at the top of the key, guarded by Martin. Knights continue to work in a zone defense. Nice fake by McDonald, and she gets an easy 2.
Off the nice feed by Viets.
And as we talked about, Vince, getting and using that entire shot clock for the possession. Eventually wearing the defense down. Jackie Rogers, what a big first quarter she had. In the traffic of white jerseys, and it'll stay North Andover ball on the possession arrow. Redmond doing a good job of containing here, and intercepted by Sam Ryan. 3-point North Andover lead, 45 seconds into quarter number 2. Lavarnia will let it fly. Martin escapes the double team, and into the front court she goes. Pull-up jumper, in and out. Sydney Rogers couldn't get it to fall.
And an aggressive defensive rebound by Ryan. That's exactly what the Redmen needed.
One and done. Lavarnia and Veach try to work the pick and pop, but Rogers right there in the middle to intercept. Hannah Martin, she's been kept quiet so far in this first half, just 3 points. Great ball movement by the Knights. That's another easy 2 for Rogers. She's had herself quite the first half.
Yep, she's got 11 in the ball game, or 9, excuse me. And great ball movement, executed to perfection by the Scarlet Knights.
They are one of the better offensive teams the Redmen will see all season long. McDonald can't answer. (17-12), the North Andover lead. Martin Euro steps her way through. Berard, another offensive board, but she throws it right in the hands of Catanzano. Redmond trying to convert on the miscue. And they do. Sam Ryan might have lost it by Hannah Martin, but kept with it for 2.
6 in the ball game now for Sam Ryan.
17-14, the Scarlet Knight lead, 5:40 to go in half number 1. North Andover trying to work that play again, and it works to perfection. The and 1 for Jackie Rogers. And it's just that simple low screen, Vince, that they run right around the right block. That gets Rogers free on a nice cut, as it's the first foul of the night against Catanzano.
And number 11 has 11 already in this first half.
Converts on the and 1 opportunity. 3-point play for the Knights is good. 20-14 our score in favor of North Andover.
Little half-court trap being set up by North Andover.
Viets just inside the block. Grabs her own board. Defensive board for Berard. He's picking up a little bit more here inside the Romano. Martin to the left side. Ooh, that's nice.
No hesitation, crossed over to the left and laid it off the window for the bucket.
She is just so quick, Vince. So difficult to guard. The lead is bubbled to 8 for North Andover. McDonald doesn't get the bounce. Lavarnia with the steal. Bounce pass up to Catanzano with Martin on her back. Great defense on the hustle back. And North Andover will take a timeout. Jess Davini, in her 5th season with the Scarlet Knights, uses her first TO with her team.
7-4 scoring advantage thus far in this second period for the Knights. It's a good opportunity for Catanzaro to get ahead of the break there, and Martin hustling back to disrupt the layup attempt. But a beautiful skip bounce pass, covered about 30 feet, being thrown by Lavarnia to get that fast break going.
And as I mentioned before, you can tell the pace has really picked up during this game. We know North Andover's a team that likes to run out and run, but for the Redmen, being able to do so and keeping pace with this team has been good to see for the opening 12 and a half minutes of play. But a big 4:31 left in this second quarter. Can the Redmen be able to cut this deficit going into the locker room?
Or at least keep it where it is right now. So that's the important factor as we head into the final 4.5 of this first half. Hang around, just hang around.
Add to the fact North Andover coming off a back-to-back night, as I mentioned before, lost to St. Mary's 62-53 just 24 hours ago. Moved their record to 5-4 this season, trying to get back on the winning track. 5-4 this season, lost 3 of their last 4. They got an 8-point lead right now on the road against the Tewksbury Redmen. Papel, this one is good. Just had a couple of those long 2 opportunities and knocks this one down.
4 in the ball game for Janie Papel. Or Janie.
Redmen offense been a little stagnant over the last couple of possessions. And North Andover defense has been really tough to play against all season long. Ask any MVC team. 8 to shoot. Ryan into the teeth of it. Ten-point North Andover lead. Top of the key, Jackie Rogers for 3. Lavarnia lets that roll out of bounds into the Redmen bench.
The lead is 10 right now for the Knights. Crucial possession here for the Redmen. Try to cut into that lead. You want to keep it around 6 to 10 if you can, heading into the break.
Lavarnia moves out of the corner, called for a double dribble. Coach McNaught wants an explanation on that one.
And deservedly so. I think she bounced it to get possession of it and then used her dribble. So that's why we're up here, not on the floor wearing stripes, Andrew.
In the corner, Martin for 3, yes. Such a sweet stroke that can do it all over the floor.
She's got 8 in the ball game, 2 3-pointers. And that was a no-doubter, right off the catch.
27-14, the North Andover lead. Veets stuffed. McDonald helps her friend out though.
Needed that bucket. 7 in the ball game for Kat McDonald.
Redmen, they got to be able to stop the bleeding though. Redmen thought they had a block, and Joel McNaught not happy with the whistle. Foul goes against pitcher. That'll send Martin to the line shooting 2. Brown and Benvenito return for the Scarlet Knights. Dakota Malzia back in for the Redmen. Martin knocks down the back half of 2. 28-16 our score. 2.5 to play in half number 1. To the corner for McDonald, guarded by Martin. Redmen having a tough time getting anything in the middle, but the 3 is open. Martin pulls it down. Rogers with a little pump fake, and over Ryan it goes. What a first half she has had tonight.
12 in the ball game.
Back up to 14 is the lead for North Andover. Papel the board and gets smacked in the top of her head by Malzia.
I think you'd mentioned the scoring average for the Redmond Ball Club is at about
33 over the last 3 games.
They're on pace to just get there with 16 on the clock right now, with 1:49 left in the first half.
It's not the formula you want against one of the better high-scoring teams in the conference in North Andover.
No, it ain't.
Their lead is 14 with 1:40 left in the second quarter. Brown gets it in some traffic. Nice power move to go up, but couldn't convert. Redmond needs to get some points late here in the second quarter. Now Zia on the drive and the offensive foul. Benvenuto took it in the chest. .114 to play in quarter number 2. North Andover 30, Tewksbury 16. Martin gets it in the corner again, off the catch. Brown fights for the board. Benvenuto throws it up. Martin, how about another? And another offensive board for Brown. The Redmen cannot clean up the defensive glass. .40 seconds to play in the first half. Redmen still trailing by 14. Need a spark on offense. Adams, there it is.
Yep, you called it. Her second 3 ball of this first half. She's got 6.
Livornia trying to sneak behind and steal that ball from Rogers. 15 seconds, shot clock is dead. North Andover leading by 11. Martin will run it down. Wants the one-on-one versus pitcher. Pull-up jumper by the free throw line. Ball goes out in the hands of Papel, and that'll take care of half number 1. The Knights explode in that second quarter, and the lead is now 11 for North Andover as we go to the locker room. Our score after 1 half, North Andover 30, Tewksbury 19. We'll get you right back to the Romano after the halftime break. You're watching Redmond girls basketball on Tewksbury TV. Hello and welcome back inside the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. Andrew Delapiana and Vince Allo with you tonight on Tewksbury TV inside the Romano. Through 1 half of play, our score, the North Andover Scarlet Knights 30 and the Tewksbury Redmen 19. Vince, what do the Redmen have to do in this second half to try to get off the victory?
Well, I think obviously at the offensive end, they need to convert some buckets. They got on a little bit of a roll in that first period, and since then they had 10 after 1. They scored 9 in the second period, both 15-point outbursts in the first and second period for the Knights. But I think as importantly as that is defensive rebounding has to improve in this second half.
We'll start with the ball to begin this third quarter, trailing by 11. And as you mentioned, they got to be able to shoot better from the field. But it's got to start with not turning the basketball over as North Andover ties it up and has the possession arrow. Redmond coming out in a full court press to start this second half, just like they did in the first. But those second opportunities, they got to limit those for North Andover. It has to be about one and done on every single possession.
You see Malizia and Adams in the starting lineup here for the Redmen here in this third period.
Papel goes up with the left and taken away by Sam Ryan. Just had a couple of those nice swats tonight.
Indeed. Ability to shut the lane down in a hurry.
Berard, the inbounder, 16 to shoot for North Andover. Still a lot of clock for them. They try to go over the top to Rogers, stolen by Adams. Adams throws it up, had the 2-on-1 available, but she'll get to the charity stripe.
Adams had 6 in the first half on 2 3-pointers. Opportunity to get the first 2 points here in this third period.
When we talk about taking care of the basketball for the Redmonds and North Andover, you cannot get sloppy with an 11-point lead like this.
Who was that foul on for the Knights? I didn't get that number.
I believe they gave it to Sydney Rogers. 10-point North Andover lead, 45 seconds into the third quarter. Rogers, top of the key, had 16 last night against the Spartans, and there she gets 2 off the window. Scarlet Knights leading by 12. Skylar Auth, first time seeing her tonight. Malzia, caroms off the rim. Appel with the drive, throws up a circus shot. Thought she got hit by Auth. Redmond with numbers back the other way. Adams can't control it in the front court.
Yeah, she wanted to think about giving it up for a cutting Sam Ryan before she gained possession of it. Another turnover against the Redmen.
90 seconds into our third quarter. North Andover 32, Tewksbury 20. MVC girls basketball tonight on Tewksbury TV. We thank you for joining us. North Andover trying to add to their lead. They'll do it easily. No one inside the paint to take care of Sydney Rogers.
She's got 4, all 4 here in this third period.
Martin pokes it away from McDonald. Couldn't get the and one opportunity as the Knights continue to just add to their lead with another opportunity here. Martin in and out on the first.
9 in that first half for Hannah Martin. 2 3-pointers.
She gets to double figures with 10. Inflates the lead back to 15. McDonald, look at the Euro step through the defense.
McDonald with 9 in the ball game.
She had 9 last Tuesday night against Chelmsford. Able to match that tonight against an MVC 1 ball club once again. Martin wants the one-on-one. Able to keep possession, keeps her pivot foot. Knights have so many options they can turn to. Rogers, well defended, but the offensive board corralled and put up by Berard.
There's a good defensive stand there by the Redmen, but nobody cleared the defensive glass, something that plagued them in that first half.
37-22 the score in favor of the visitors. Dangerous pass. Berard picks it up. Appel with the head fake into the lane. Great dish off for Berard. Adams throws it away. The Knights with numbers. Now the Redmen in transition with the 2-on-1. Ryan right into the body of Jackie Rogers she goes, and will get to the line to shoot 2.
Ryan had 6 in the first half, looking to make it 7 and 8 here from the free throw line.
Lead down to 14 in favor of the Scarlet Knights. Ryan can't knock down the back half of the 2. Martin's pass up. Berard can't get a handle at it. Redmond basketball. Feets returns to the lineup, replaces Malzia. But a couple of miscues in this third quarter by North Andover. The Redmen, they just haven't been able to take advantage of them, as there's a steal. Rogers, the floater. The defensive board for Adams. A couple of empty possessions at either end. As Hannah Martin continues to work at the defensive end, forcing another turnover.
Just sliding her feet.
She's been a pest in the Redmond side tonight at both ends of the floor. 4:11 to play in our third quarter. North Andover 37, Tewksbury 23.
Yeah, we'll be back here at the Romano on Friday night for girls basketball.
Big matchup for them against the Hillies inside this building, and for North Andover, they will be at Billerica on Friday night. But still a lot of time left in this ball game. 4:11 left in our third, and then the rest of our fourth quarter. But Redmond, if you want to be able to get back into this game, you got to start chipping away, and possessions are coming at a premium right now, Vince.
Absolutely, Andrew. You can ill afford, and we've talked about it a lot, you can ill afford to trade possessions now. You have to score and get stops. It boils down to that at the 4:11 mark of the third.
Just joining us, Andrew Del Piano, Vince Allo, live tonight on Tewksbury TV, MVC Girls Basketball, the North Andover Scarlet Knights at the Tewksbury Redmen. At the 4:11 mark left in our third quarter, North Andover 37, Tewksbury 23. An important stretch of this third quarter if the Redmen want to get back into it into the fourth. North Andover currently a 5-4 ball club right now. Tewksbury sitting at 2-4. Redmen looking to avoid losing their third straight. To the floor go Beats and Berardo. Will be North Andover basketball. Last thing you wanted out of that timeout was a turnover.
Yep.
Halfway through our third quarter. Knights work around the perimeter, now inside for Rogers on the low block. Martin, the deep three, bang! Largest lead of the night for North Andover. It's at 17.
She was in the third row when she shot that.
Here she is again, stealing it away from McDonald, up and in with the left hand.
6 in the period already for Hannah Martin, 15 in the ball game.
She's got her fingerprints all over this game, especially in this third quarter. Number of steals, and putting the game away with some buckets. Adams off the glass and in. The bank is open on Tuesday nights.
Where have I heard that one? Bank open late for Adams. Her third three-pointer of this ball game, a shot they badly needed for the Redmen.
Redmen bringing a half-court press, and the foul against Alyssa Adams. 3 minutes left in our third quarter. North Andover 42, Tewksbury 26. Redmen still in a deficit.
I wonder if Coach Joel McNulty's sending a message at the break, the intermission. Went with 4 of the 5 starters were on the bench to start this third period. Just trying to get some sort of chemistry and some connection going here in this third.
Martin, the pull-up jumper, it's true.
8 in the quarter for Hannah Martin.
Lead back up to 18 for North Andover. 2:30 to play in the third. Veets from the corner, needed it. Riley Veets with a much-needed 3.
In the scorebook now with those 3 here in this third.
North Andover needed to get some substitutions off, and Coach Davini will take a timeout. 2:12 left in our third quarter. North Andover 44, Tewksbury 29. The Redmen hitting a couple of threes, trying to crawl back into this game, but Hannah Martin, she answers everything that the Redmen throw at her.
Yeah, 8 in this quarter, and 17 in the ball game. She's really starting to heat things up here in this third. Like I think Dan Patrick used to say on SportsCenter, you can contain, can't stop them, you can only hope to contain them.
Yeah.
I think at some point, players at the level of Hannah Martin are going to start to get their groove at the offensive end, and we're seeing it here in the third.
And the Redmen, they've been taking out Jackie Rogers more in this third quarter, someone that exploded in the first half for the Knights, but now it's just become a game for number 22, averaging 21.5 points entering tonight. We've talked about it many times before, scored 26 last night against St. Mary's in their loss, and she's a big key of why this team is hopefully getting on track after losing their last 3 of 4.
Yeah, you're right, Andrew. Jackie Rogers with 14 in the first half, held scoreless here in the third. But at the same time, when one person starts to dip a little bit, the teammate picks them up, and here in the third, it's been Hannah Martin.
And that's been a well-rounded Scarlet Knight team that we've seen over the last couple of seasons. McDonald read that pass well, able to get her fingertips on it, not letting that ball get to Brown. Catanzano read that play like a book. Throws it out for Pitcher, who will slow herself down and get the layup.
And they apply the full court press.
Ball stripped from behind by Catanzano. It's another steal for the Redmen. The momentum picking up for them a little bit, but can they punch back? Sam Ryan, step back three, she can! 10-point ball game.
This all started with the insertion into the lineup of Catanzano.
And the Knights are getting sloppy on offense. McDonald in the corner, working the baseline, the floater. And just like that is an 8-point ball game. The Redmen have stormed back on a 10-0 run.
Message sent, message received. Coach Joel McNulty sat 4 of his starters, I believe, to start the third period. And when given the opportunity to get back into the lineup, they have inserted themselves and they have made their presence felt, especially Catanzano, who's been the spark plug defensively and distributing the basketball, and just an offensive eruption here in the last minute or so by the Redmen to climb back into the ball game.
And that all started with North Andover turning the basketball on the baseline. It's been a number of times tonight where the Redmen have read that play well off the inbound. And as I mentioned, North Andover with a couple of miscues getting the ball over half court. That full court press is working right now for the Redmen, and just like that, we got ourselves an 8-point ball game. We mentioned it during the last time out. This was such an important stretch for the Redmen, and so far they answered the bell, but Vince, they are not out of a hole just yet.
Nope, but they are showing a lot of fight and resilience here in this third period, and you just love to see it. It has to make Coach Joel McNulty very happy that his ball club has responded here in the third.
1:08 to go in quarter number 3. North Andover's lead has been trimmed down to just 8. North Andover in a cold streak right now on offense, and it hasn't been what they're used to this season. And another one, Riley Viets gets the steal.
Yep, that Redmond zone defense has really caused problems here as of late.
Catanzano on the drive, and she's fouled on the way up. Excuse me, looks like this one's gonna go on the floor. Oh, excuse me, that was in the shooting motion. Not sure why the referee pointed to the floor. Catanzano knocks down the first, and now a 7-point game. The Redmen currently on an 11-0 run.
37 in the ball game. They've already eclipsed their season average, and that's really been an attribute here in this third period, because they are starting to climb into this ball game. We got a good one going.
Now just a 2-possession game inside the Romano. 35 seconds left in the third. Capel, the extra pass. Still a lot of time left on the shot clock for North Andover. Martin's gonna let it fly and makes the Redmen pay for slow rotation.
Clutch. Such a luxury when you've got a player like that to end a run.
That ends a 12-0 Redmen run. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. North Andover up by 9. Redmen trying to get one more shot off before the end of the quarter. The Redmen cannot do so. For credit the Redmen, that 3-minute stretch, they go on a 12-0 run that gets ended by Hannah Martin, as we got an important 8 minutes coming our way from the Romano. As Vince said, we got ourselves a ball game now, 47-38, entering the final 8 minutes of play.
Just a super run there in the latter stages of that third quarter, Andrew. And I think that really it started and ended with Catanzano's presence on the floor. I think she was issued a challenge. and she rose to the occasion. Really, really fired up her teammates in that third period. They started to get the perimeter shots working. 3 3-pointers as a team in that third period, and we talked about it at the outset. Their inability, their cold stretches, and not shooting the ball well from the perimeter. They did exactly that in that third period.
And that might have been the best quarter we've seen from this Redmond team all season long. Something just flipped with 4.5 minutes to go in this third quarter, as now we shift to the fourth with North Andover up by 9. But what a clutch three by Hannah Martin to bring this back within a reasonable game for North Andover to take care of.
Says a lot about Martin. 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 in the ball game, or in the third period alone.
I was about to say.
Actually 11 in the quarter. She's got 20 in the ball game.
Just needs one more bucket to take care of her season average of 21.5 this season. And I mentioned it to you before this game, Vince. Hannah Martin has not scored less than 15 points in a game this season, and that streak continues tonight. 9-point North Andover lead as we begin the fourth quarter. Riley Viets, long 2. Offensive board by Pitcher, but stolen right away by Martin. Last off, the foot of Riley Viets, who was all over Martin. Half-court trap for the Redmen. It's worked so far. Papel works right through it. Another easy 2, this time for Berard.
Yeah, Papel made that play happen with the hesitation dribble at the hash mark, broke the defense down and laid it off for her teammate Berard.
Pushed right by the sideline by Sydney Rogers. Fourth team foul for North Andover, just 2 for the Redmen. North Andover up by 11. 45 seconds in to the fourth. Sam Ryan sees no options. And that ball, fortunately enough for the Redmen, got tipped and will stay in their favor.
Deflected by Jackie Rogers on the deflection. 19 on the clock on this possession for the Redmen.
Gatanzano's got to get it in. She does. DeGrischi on the fake, trying to get Berard to bite, but it's a travel. And a frustrated look on Joel McNault's face right now.
Yeah, he begs to differ with that just a little bit.
Wondering how he can get his team back into this game. Redmen all over Papel right at the timeline.
That's one way to do it. Using the half-court stripe and the sideline as extra defenders. So now the possession error will favor Tewksbury after this possession by the Scarlet Knights.
6:40 left in the fourth quarter. North Andover 49, Tewksbury 38. Give and go, swatted Sam Ryan. Block number 3 for her tonight. And that play was working to perfection in the first half, Vince, but now Sam Ryan's all over it. Hannah Martin will bring it to the top to reset. 5 to shoot for the Scarlet Knights. Extra pass off the catches, Rogers. Board pulled down by Ryan. Adams, cross-court pass for Catanzano. Ryan blocked by Rogers. Foul goes against North Andover.
Maybe Hannah Martin's second.
Possessions coming more at a premium as we get to the latter stages of this game. Tewksbury still trailing by 11. Pitcher with the floater over the defense, can't fall. Papel on the drive, the kick. Rogers, good penetration to rise up. But not the foul you wanted 90 feet away from the basket.
Third on Sydney Rogers. Sam Ryan's really making her presence felt at the defensive end, whether it's shot blocking or defensive rebounding.
Pitcher over the timeline. Catanzano's pass too tall for DeGrischi, and it's a turnover. 5:29 left in our final quarter. That lead just clinging to North Andover by 11. Rogers to Rogers for three, off the right iron. Five minutes to play. Adams looking for another three, in and out. Redmond would have loved to have that one from Adams.
Would have been her fourth.
Both teams trading misses at either end. Papel dishes it off to Berard. The offense in a rut for either side. Feels like there's a lid on the basket in the fourth. Catanzano fires it too strong. A long span of emptiness for either side. DeGrischi gets froze on a nice crossover by Sydney Rogers. And after that offensive explosion in the third quarter by the Redmen, they've gone cold in the fourth.
Yep.
DeGrischi, the long two, back iron. The board for Martin, who wants to run. Now we'll use the clock as her friend. Papel on the hard left-handed drive. Inside dish. That backdoor play for Berard has been a bread and butter for North Andover, and Coach McNult has to burn a timeout.
They cut it to as close as six. And since then, Scarlet Knights have downshifted and taken over the passing lane, so to speak, with 3:33 left in this fourth period.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Vince, but the Redmen have not scored in this fourth quarter?
They have
right?
not.
Wow.
They've been outscored 6-0 here in this fourth. 4 of those 6 from Nihal Berard, who had that last bucket for the Knights.
And as I mentioned, you have that 3-minute span where you just get bucket after bucket, and now you've gone entirely cold through the fourth quarter. No points for this Redmen. Just when you think they had North Andover on the ropes with a 6-point game, the offense
They
scores into the gutter.
Yeah, they scored 19 in the first half. They scored 19 in the third period.
Yeah.
So just a glimpse of what they're capable of doing when things start to click for this ball club. But ebbs and flows, and right now they're ebbing, and the flow has stopped so far for the Redmen, held scoreless here with 3:33 left in this third period.
And the theme of this team this season has been their non-ability to make shots, especially down the stretch of games, and you've seen it once on display again inside the Romano with the Redmen down by 15. (53-38) our score. The Knights trying to close this one out and move to 6-4 on the season. Pitcher on the drive, and she gets fouled on the way there. Fouls goes against Janine Papel.
Emily Pitcher at the line, looking to get the Redmen in the score column here in this fourth.
Too strong on the free throw. So Redmen now in a 1-on-1 bonus for the rest of this ball game, but still without a point in the fourth quarter. They've gone nearly 5 minutes without a bucket. Papel inside pass for Berard, who's lived there tonight, but she stepped out of bounds. Exactly 3 minutes to go in the fourth.
It wasn't that long ago we were talking about the Redmen looking to eclipse that 33 points per game. Now they're just at that 38 right now.
Sam Ryan stripped on the way to the cup. Berard tried to dish it off to Papel, but stolen by McDonald. Lavarnia for three. Last out against Cat McDonald, trying to hustle to keep that ball in.
Coach Joel McNulty just looking for anything at the offensive end. They fought so hard to climb back into this game with that 19-point third quarter. Still looking to get in the scorebook here in the fourth, and now Papel looking for the end one.
17-point North Andover lead with 2:20 to play. Had ourselves a ball game to begin this fourth quarter, but now it's back to a blowout. Papel can't take care of business at the offensive end. Pitcher with the jumper. Last out on North Andover. Six minutes into this fourth quarter, Vince, and we're still yet to see a bucket from the Redmen. Adams throws it up off the window, and there it is.
Almost on cue.
Who would have thought of being contested Kareem-like shot inside the paint? Defensive board for Sam Ryan. 1:45 remains, 15-point North Andover lead. Papel with some tight defense on McDonald. Sam Ryan. Basketball pinballs around in the painted area, finds the hands of Martin. North Andover with an odd man rush. Rogers with a smart play, just gonna pull it out and kill some clock. Minute 10 to play. North Andover just trying to eat as much clock as possible and just try to put a bow on this game. Rogers the long two. Scoreless second half from her after an impressive first half. But the work of Hannah Martin to pick her team up in this situation,
Crucial.
It's been the recipe we've seen all season long from the Scarlet Knights. 40 seconds remain in the game. Sydney Rogers gets a little aggressive on Skylar Roth, and 1-and-1 coming the way for the Redmen. Roth nails the first one, but Vince will take a look at the road ahead. As we mentioned a little bit before, the Redmen back in action here on Friday night, taking on the Haverhillies in another key MVC matchup, while North Andover back on the road, taking on the Billerica Indians at BMHS.
Wonder if was last night a makeup game for North Andover? 3 games in a week?
I believe it was actually on their schedule.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but they've handled their back-to-back tonight very well.
Indeed.
Redmond still fighting hard. Skylar Roth throws it up looking for a foul. Didn't get a whistle. Martin still looking for some extra buckets. Another nice Euro step to add to her total. 10 seconds to play. Travel against the Redmen.
Martin now with 22 in the ball game, so she eclipses her average of 21.5.
She's got a total of 48 this week over the last 2 games. North Andover just has to get this over half court, and they do so. That's a final from the Romano. Our final score, North Andover 57, Tewksbury 41. That fourth quarter from the Redmen It's been the tale we've seen all season long. Just 3 points in the final frame. Had ourselves a ball game going into the fourth quarter, but the Redmen, the offensive end just wasn't good enough tonight.
Yeah, they just couldn't keep that momentum going. An offensive outburst of 19 in that third quarter, matching their first half output, and they just couldn't answer the bell and were held to 3 points in that fourth quarter. And very impressive North Andover ball club here that we saw here tonight. So another gutsy effort by the Redmen, but they just come up short. We'll see him again on Friday night.
Another star we saw tonight was Hannah Martin, going absolutely beast mode in that second half. I believe the number she had was at 16 in that second half. Vince, correct me if I'm wrong.
13.
13, gotcha. She finishes the night with 22 points to add to her season average, and she continues to make her case why she might be the MVC Player of the Year, as we'll definitely see her name in the first team all-conference in the coming months. But for North Andover, snapping somewhat losing streak for them. They go to 6-4 to end that streak of losing 3 out of their last 4. And for the Redmen, they go to 2-5 now on a 3-game losing streak. But as Vince said, we'll be back inside the Romano on Friday night as the Redmen host the Haverhill Hellies. But our final one more time from the Romano. North Andover 57, Tewksbury 41. For Vince Allo, Andrew Del Piana, and our entire crew at Tewksbury TV, we say good night and so long from TMHS.